Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Now let me just say, price aside, all I have to do on this channel, it seems, is report good news about XRP because it just does not stop. Look at this today. I got this from XRP Crypto Wolf. We've got Faisal Bank, the first bank in Pakistan to partner with Ripple. So I'm going to be delving into that. I've also got a few tweets I want to share, including a couple from Galgatron. You're going to find it fascinating. I'm going to share his perspective on a certain attribute of Bitcoin. And the last thing I'm going to cover in this video is a piece from the Block Crypto. It's titled SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce says digital assets could one day be the money of the internet. Now, before we get rolling here, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, you have definitely come to the right place. And if you're not a fan of Ripple and XRP, you get the hell out of here. No, I'm kidding. You're welcome. I appreciate you stopping by. Okay, so here's the tweet from XRP Crypto Wolf. Faisal Bank has become the first bank in Pakistan to partner with Ripple for fast, secure, and convenient cross-border payment service. Yusuf Hussain, CEO/president of Faisal Bank, talks about how they can add value to customer convenience through their new RippleNet partnership. And so there's a video clip here. I think it's 40 or 45 seconds, or it was something like that. And so I watched that, and he's praising the speed with which everything can be conducted. Payments can be transacted with Ripple. Clearly, very thrilled to be in partnership with Ripple. And then I got this. This is from Alex Cobb's website, the XRP Daily, covering the story here. And so he titled it, his piece, "Another new bank is now on the Ripple customer list." It wasn't literally just yesterday. I was reporting on the fact that two of the largest banks in Korea, they're on RippleNet officially. That was out, and so it's like the second largest bank in the country and the fifth largest, I want to say. I just reported on that. I think it was yesterday. It's like Ripple is taking over the freaking world, and you're talking about payments. I'm telling you, if you're Swift, you better be freaking alarmed here. But it bodes well for us XRP holders, I think. I'm quite confident in that, in fact. Now, that is not financial advice, because I don't have a financial background, but I will tell you, as the tracks continue to be laid, as it pertains even just with XCurrent for the payments, the messaging portion, that's what XCurrent is, it's the messaging portion of this. Just understand the next step, of course, is going to be XRapid, but those corridors have to be built as well, and it's probably a lot more work, specifically because you have to have pools of liquidity the world over, but it can be done, and it is happening, and you do have open corridors today through which transactions are being conducted on a blend of XCurrent and XRapid. Very cool stuff out there. So anyway, the piece from Alex Cobb begins. Today we have some really good news surrounding Ripple. Faisal Bank in Pakistan announced on Twitter today they are now running on Ripple and partnering with them for fast, secure, and convenient cross-border payments to serve their customers. And then there's the tweet right there, which I had on the previous screen here. And let me scroll down a little bit further. Faisal Bank is actually a Pakistani Islamic and commercial bank, which is actually a subsidiary of Ithmar Bank and is based in Karachi, Sindh, Pakistan. As of June 2018, Faisal Bank has an asset base which exceeds $6 billion, with a B, in value. They have 3,610 employees, and they were founded in 1994. Also, is the first bank in Pakistan to be working with Ripple. And that is all the information we have on the latest bank that is now running on Ripple, providing instant and low-cost payments to their clients. And so I'm always going to assume that they're using XCurrent, but like I was saying the other day, I think if you're one of the first banks to get onboarded with XRapid, you might not necessarily want all of your competitors to know that you're using it. And so I cited recently, the fact that there are over 20 XRapid customers, and we only know, I'm pretty sure the number is 6. We know who 6 of them are. The rest, they haven't announced, and they probably won't for a long time, probably because they want to keep that hush-hush. And so I'm wondering, it's just reasonable speculation in my mind, how many banks right now, today, are using XRapid? Now, it can't be a ton just because the corridors still need to be developed. There aren't enough XRapid-enabled exchanges unless there are a ton of those, and Ripple's keeping that from us too, which I don't suppose is the case. I think that the whole ecosystem is being built out still, and it's just kind of early days. But it makes me wonder, how many of these banks will we be able to come back, look years down the road, and then, okay, so there's the announcement that they're with Ripple. What if some of them are already using XRapid today, because I would not be the least bit surprised if some banks right now are, and we just don't know it yet. But again, that is admittedly speculation, but I think it's reasonable to assume that that may be the case, because you're talking about 250 plus Ripple customers. And I'd really be surprised. But again, like I said, the corridors have to be built out. So some of these banks, these bank customers, they're getting the benefit of Xcurrent now, the messaging portion. But some of them, quite literally, with the geographic regions in which they conduct business, quite literally could not take advantage of XRapid in the state it is today, only because the infrastructure is still being built out. But that's perfectly okay. This is all part of the plan. If you're going to do something as transformative to the world as create the internet of value, it doesn't happen like snap of a finger. So I think it's okay. All right, next here, I just like this tweet, so I'll be real quick with this. This is from XRP Neo, who on Twitter is at XRP_Anderson. He tweeted out, here's a tip for the SEC. Just copy what some other country's regulatory framework for crypto assets. Don't get fancy. UK would be a good one. Move your asses. And I like that. And of course, in the UK, the FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, they recently acknowledged that XRP, it's a utility, like it has utility purposes. And so I share the sentiment. SEC, get your ass in gear. All right, now here's a thread from Galgatron. It's not that long, so I want to run through it. I find this fascinating. I think you'll enjoy this. Okay, so here's a tweet from @Dashpay News. And it states, Bitcoin hash rate flash crashes 40%, highlighting pure proof-of-work vulnerability. Okay, and then I'm not going to pull up their website. I don't need to for the sake of this. Galgatron retweeted that, and he wrote, if you're a Bitcoin investor and this doesn't scare the hell out of you, you're a goddamn idiot. Words of Galgatron. Okay, and so somebody named Equalizer here on Twitter responded, and Anthony Pompliano shills it, the world's most secure network. And indeed, Pompliano does regularly say that. That is his opinion. And so Galgatron writes, come on, Anthony Pompliano, who is at @Pompliano on Twitter. Now's the time to protect your followers. What's your next move if a 51% attack happens? XRP does not suffer from this vulnerability. You can choose to trust Ripple, or you can choose to trust whoever might be using that 40% hash rate to double spend Bitcoin. And then somebody named Xavier Sanchez wrote, this is fun. With XRP, you need to trust Ripple and the people that maintain the servers that validate XRP transactions. And then he writes in parentheses what they call a decentralized ledger. I prefer Decred or Digibyte blockchains, more decentralized blockchains, and government. So clearly has no idea what the hell they're talking about. Clearly, this Xavier Sanchez, not a freaking clue. Trusting, whatever. And so Equalizer responded, next time pay attention in class, and then link to Ripple, which I didn't pull up for the sake of this video, but it was, I think it was an Insights piece here, the XRP Ledger Fostering Industry Performance and Innovation. That's probably the one where I'm thinking, because I didn't open this, but I think it's the piece that David Schwartz wrote up a while back, showing that XRP Ledger is more decentralized than Bitcoin, indeed. So anyway, Xavier Sanchez saw that and then responded, nothing new that I haven't read before. I sold all my XRP bag long ago and moved on to better blockchains like Decred and Digibyte. And then Galgatron responded, so you come here to lie about XRP being centralized and to shill your latest investment. You sound credible. So I had to heart that comment. It's completely ridiculous. Now, as far as the hash rate, check this out. This is from Galgatron on the same topic here. Here's a graphical view of the Bitcoin hash flash crash. That's fun to say, hash flash crash. I love rhyming schemes. They're the best. The green circle clearly shows a region of heightened block times consistent with loss of hashing power. Many will try to sweep this under the rug as a statistical anomaly, but the surge of many outliers betrays the truth. And here, I'll just blow it up on the screen, so if you're not driving, feel free to take a look. And there you are, indeed. So take it for what it's worth, man. All right, and then here's this next piece. This is from @XRP Crypto Wolf on the Twitters. Thank you very much, good sir, for sending this directly to my inbox. I do appreciate it. And let me just pull up this piece. And I found it fascinating. I'll tell you why. So again, this is titled SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce says digital assets could one day be the money of the internet. And so like even before I read it, you know what that got me thinking about was XRP Tipbot. the way in which people are moving money, just moving value around today, because there is actual value, because humans have assigned XRP value. The open market has indeed done that, and people are utilizing XRP to send tips as little thank yous, and especially in the XRP community, for a lot of times it's for bloggers or YouTubers, or even just comments on Twitter that people think really added something to the conversation out there, whatever it may be. And I just think it's the coolest thing in the world that so the XRP community is using that, but we'll see if it gets adopted more broadly. I think that would be awesome, and it would obviously bode well for XRP. It's just another way in which a cryptocurrency can legitimately be used. And think about it, moving actual value around today using XRP Tipbot without some sort of... and admittedly, okay, so of course there's the software that we'd say Wynn wrote, but still, as far as it pertains to the XRP ledger, there's no central authority. It is indeed decentralized. And you can just move value instantly. It's the coolest thing in the frickin' world, and it's changing the way that people behave, because this was not available before. Awesome stuff here. So anyway, that's what it got me thinking about before I even read it. So, but here's the beginning, how the piece goes. At a cryptocurrency compliance summit in New York hosted by Solidus Labs today, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce spoke about the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) views on cryptocurrencies, how the United States can improve the process for new regulations, and how the SEC enforces cryptocurrency fraud. Peirce states that she views digital assets as transaction mechanisms, and that she believes store of value as an important function of these assets. Here's a quote: "Store of value, I think, is a really important function. I do think that we'll see as technology changes that they become much more the money of the internet." And then the piece continues, "On the topic of U.S. regulation, Peirce agreed with the moderator's belief that the U.S. is becoming less competitive due to its slow turnaround on new regulations." Here's another quote from Hester. "When I came to the SEC, one of my hopes was to help change the way it addresses innovation. In my first round, I saw it was slow." Yeah, no kidding. And then the piece continues. Peirce also noted that the SEC needs to think about how we need to apply our enforcement resources in the cryptocurrency space, adding that while the agency goes after fraud, they also brought cases against people who have done offerings and didn't register it. "The question is where in the spectrum you fall and how much we should spend on different parts of the spectrum," she concluded. So I found that whole thing fascinating, and one day the SEC is indeed going to provide regulatory clarity. I'm just not convinced it's going to be anytime soon, and the United States is going to be missing out to whatever degree in the meantime. Sad, sad, sad. That's it for this video, though. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!